Now on 4 News Now Special Edition, you just finished watching the Oklahoma City Thunder, just one game away now from earning their first championship in franchise history. We'll have highlights of tonight's game coming up.
I'm tracking a warm, sunny Tuesday, but big changes are on the way. I'll show you when you can expect a switch to cooler, wetter weather in the first alert forecast.
2 protests, dozens of arrests, and a growing debate over free speech in Spokane. Was it a violation of First Amendment rights or a necessary move to keep the peace? What law experts and community advocates are saying about the police response. You're watching a special edition of 4 News Now.
Well, thanks for staying with us tonight. A series-shifting Game 5 in the NBA Finals. We're glad you're with us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. Our sports director Jack Wallace is in studio to help break down what just went down in Oklahoma City between the Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. Jack.
Oh, man, what another fun game. We've had so many excellent games so far in this NBA Finals, but no NBA champion crowned tonight between these two guys, but took a pivotal step closer in the ever-important Game 5. The last 4 NBA champions have won this game in the 7-game series. Indy by 1 early in the first quarter. Chet Holmgren wide open in the corner. That 3 hits. Thunder back in front by 2. But late in the quarter, OKC by 9. Cason Wallace, no relation to me, in the other corner, his 3 knocked down. Thunder by double digits. Now, in the waning moments of the quarter, shot up no good. Benedict Mathurin, the rebound. Holmgren, the block. And that ends the first. Second quarter, Jalen Williams, he's taking over. J-Dub, 25-plus points in 3 straight finals games. Late second, still all Thunder. Holmgren, another monster block. And he's going to run the whole court himself, coast to coast. Shot is no good. Gets the rebound. Second chance. That's in. Third quarter, Indiana waking up with some great defense. Tyrese Halliburton with the steal. Pass over to Pascal Siakam, who underhands the layup. And TJ McConnell, man, he had an absurd third quarter. The spinning bucket is good. But now in the fourth, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out to Williams. J-Dub, 33 points. He gets to 40 tonight. OKC riding that to a 120-109 win. So pretty tremendous performance from Oklahoma City that controlled most of the game, fell apart a little bit, and then came back to win. Now up 3-2. Could be close.
I think there's still a lot of Sonics fans that are not wanting OKC to win this series, but it's looking like it may be headed that way.
It might be. Looks like it.
Jack, thank you.
Thank you, Jack. And as the finals are heating up, things will be cooling down around the inland Northwest.
So you'll want to enjoy our warm weather while you still can. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
We still have some nice warm days in the forecast, but the coolest weather we've had in quite a while, it shows up in the 7-day forecast. Looking at the live view right now from our station here in downtown Spokane over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. What a beautiful sky. Gorgeous sunset with those wispy clouds, a little pink tint to the sky. My favorite color to see in the sky. 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be a warm, sunny Tuesday. Breezy conditions on Wednesday, and then that major cool down starts moving in for the weekend with the potential for some much needed rain, the thing that we need more than anything else right now. High temperatures today, we're running more than 10 degrees above average at 84 in Spokane, 85 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, close to 90 in Lewiston, but we're in the 80s just about everywhere. We'll be a little bit cooler tomorrow with high temperatures in the 70s in several locations. 80 degrees in Spokane. These temperatures are still above average. Bright blue skies, a little bit of an afternoon breeze, wind gusts to 20 miles per hour. 73 is our average high. I'll be back to let you know just how much we're going to cool down in the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
This is video of thousands gathering in Riverfront Park for the No Kings protest on Saturday. While most were peaceful, some people were arrested for refusing to leave. A similar thing happened on Wednesday when Spokane police eventually had to use pepper balls, smoke, and foam batons to break up these crowds. In both cases, most arrested were charged with failure to disperse. But some argue that since they were in a public space, they had a right to protest. Marissa Rio spoke with a law expert to see when a public protest turns into a problem and if the city even has the right to tell people to leave.
You will be taken into custody and will be used against you. This is footage from Wednesday's protest, which started after ICE detained 2 asylum seekers during what those helping them believed to be a routine check-in. Police eventually gave a dispersal order and made arrests. This happened again Saturday night during the No Kings protest. More than 40 people were arrested in both protests, most for failure to disperse. Now some are asking, does this violate First Amendment rights?
If you are blocking vehicle or pedestrian traffic and you don't have a permit, then the police can ask you to disperse, require you to disperse, issue a dispersal order as long as it is clear and gives notice.
On Wednesday, Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown also issued a curfew.
If the police or the city puts a curfew on a certain type of protest, they are going to have to show that's for a public safety reason.
I also spoke to an official with the local organization Spokane Community Against Racism, who says they are concerned with law enforcement's response in these protests. Not necessarily their arrests, but with their use of force. Law enforcement used foam batons, pepper spray, and smoke canisters on Wednesday. They used smoke and pepper balls Saturday night.
We think that that was totally unnecessary. This was a peaceful protest. People were not doing damage to anything. We've heard that spray painting a car window is now an act of violence, and it borders on ridiculous.
Now, SCAR has a community bail fund to help protesters who were arrested. A few protesters face more serious charges, including malicious mischief and deflating the tire of a transport bus. Actions Goldberg says are not protected by the First Amendment. In Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
On Friday, Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown and Police Chief Kevin Hall asked for the Office of the Ombudsman to investigate officers' use of force during last Wednesday's protest. Chief Hall says it's an effort to build trust within the community.
Anytime administrators and police chiefs take a stance towards transparency, that automatically brings accountability to the systems itself.
We'll introduce you to one of the team members who will be combing through hundreds of hours of body cam footage to determine if the officer's use of force was justified. That's in about 30 minutes. Local law enforcement say a series of carjackings early Sunday left a bystander dead. This all ended in a shootout with officers killing the suspected carjacker.
An investigation is underway to determine the possible motives behind the crime spree unfolding across Spokane and Kootenai counties. Here's a map showing where deputies say the carjackings happened. During that spree, the man shot and killed another man in State Line Village who was helping a woman targeted in one of the many attempted carjackings. Hunter Bertram shows us new video today of when this violent crime spree came to an end.
Beginning here Sunday morning around 8:30 a.m. at Whistle Stop Coffee Shop. Seen in this video is what the Spokane County Sheriff's Office describes as an armed man with a rifle and pistol stealing a high-powered Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Jeff Moreland, the manager at Whistle Stop Coffee Shop, spoke to the initial victims.
They were pretty shaken up, not knowing what to do.
The man suspected in this car chase, police say, was driving at speeds around 140 miles per hour. Once lost by law enforcement near the state line, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office reports that the man then ran into a motorcycle, sending the driver to the hospital with moderate injuries. Deputies say he then ditched the banged-up car and tried to steal 3 other vehicles. Tragically, he killed a man who stepped out of a gas station to help a woman being targeted. Now fleeing back into Washington.
Playing 120 miles an hour.
Soon after, the suspect stole a different car by armed force, police say.
And today at Pines and Trent, I was able to get footage from a restaurant at the corner of the intersection showing when this multi-state deadly police pursuit came to an end. Take a look.
The light at Pines, and we've got a collision.
Here's a closer look. Marcy Bagby, the general manager at a restaurant at that intersection, describes what she saw.
I opened the door. They told me there was shooting going on to go back in. So then I asked everybody in the bar to get down and lock the doors, but everybody ran to the window.
Here's footage of the scene once the man had been killed by law enforcement. Bagby was inside the restaurant while the investigation went down, saying you have to expect the unexpected.
With stuff going on in the world right now, we just never know. Every day is different.
In Spokane Valley, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
And neither the Spokane County Medical Examiner nor the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office has released the names of the innocent man killed or the carjacking suspect who died at the scene.
This incident is complex in what happened and where it happened. We have a detailed article right now on KXLY.com.
Well, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies are still trying to track down the Wenatchee man accused of killing his 3 young daughters last month. 32-year-old Travis Decker has been on the run since May 30th. He's believed to be traveling along the Pacific Crest Trail. Anyone with information about Decker's location is asked to contact their nearest U.S. Marshal's office.
Still ahead, a push to bring more officers to Spokane Valley, but it comes with a sales tax increase. What it could mean for your wallet if it's approved.
And more churches are now suing the state of Washington over a new law that goes into effect next month. Why they claim it violates their right to religious freedom.
And a man posing as a police officer shoots and kills a Minnesota state representative and her husband. Coming up, what we know about the suspect and his possible hit list. Next on this special edition of 4 News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap & Associates.
Mark Peterson with 4 News Now Extreme Team. We're bringing a bit of color to senior citizens in 4 assisted living homes with Gardening for Grands. Thanks to East Valley Middle School for volunteering, and thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
AARP Spokane and BECU invite you to take steps towards a sharper mind and a stronger community. Join them for a free monthly Saturday morning walk series at Franklin Park, designed for older adults, where every step supports your health. Led by local AARP volunteers, the walks will be a fun and welcoming way to stay active, socially connected, and informed. Whether you're a casual stroller or a brisk walker, all activity levels are welcome, and no one gets left behind. The first walk is June 28th from 9 to 11. Visit this website for details.
NIU has been serving our community for over 50 years. It's a broad mix of cancer care. We see all kinds of urologic cancers and take care of those patients here.
The partnership we have allows us to deliver all the different options all in one place. With a new diagnosis of prostate cancer, you'll have all the options available, everything from the latest surgical options to the latest radiation options, and so we're happy to help with that.
Most patients are referred by their primary care doctors. Patients can certainly always pick up the phone and give us a call as well.
What's for lunch this summer? For kids who rely on school meal programs, the answer is not enough. Donate to the What's for Lunch food drive at Yolks locations throughout June to make sure all our kids get enough to eat this summer.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Around the nation, the man accused of a deadly shooting spree in Minnesota will face federal and state murder charges.
Authorities say Vance Bolter wounded a state senator and his wife and then killed a Minnesota representative and her husband Saturday morning. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has the latest as Bolter appears in front of a judge for the first time.
Vance Bolter inflicted unimaginable harm to our community Saturday morning. And he did it while impersonating the very people who are trusted to protect and serve.
Investigators say these haunting surveillance images show murder suspect Vance Bolter wearing a mask, police-style badge, and tactical vest as he approached the front door of Democratic State Senator John Hoffman early Saturday morning. Bolter is accused of shooting and wounding Hoffman and his wife shortly before he shot and killed State Representative Melissa Hartman and her husband. Authorities captured him after a massive, roughly 43-hour manhunt.
Today, the manhunt is over, but the investigation continues, and more importantly, the process to healing begins.
Belter is now in federal custody. State law enforcement turned him over Monday morning to face additional charges.
My expectation based on prior cases is the federal charges will be litigated first, but the state charges won't necessarily go anywhere.
At the scene, while law enforcement is still investigating a motive, they have confirmed the accused gunman had an apparent hit list with dozens of names, including prominent Democrats and figures with ties to Planned Parenthood or the abortion rights movement.
It is a frightening time we are living in. Political violence is prevalent, and the way we talk to and about each other has raised the temperature to unfathomable levels. We cannot continue on this way.
In St. Paul, Minnesota, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Prosecutors say Belter had even more targets and went to 2 other politicians' homes Saturday night with the intent to kill them.
They say he researched his victims and their families using the internet to find their addresses and other personal information.
Well, a jury shakeup today in the federal criminal trial for Sean Diddy Combs. Juror number 6 was replaced after the judge said he was inconsistent with answers about where he lives. The judge saying it raised concerns about whether he shaded answers to get on and stay on the jury, adding there's nothing the juror could say at this point to put the genie back in the bottle. The defense arguing the removal of the juror, who is black, makes the jury less diverse but the judge said this decision was not about race. The new juror is a white man who works as an architect and has been watching testimony for the last 6 weeks as an alternate. In his initial questioning, he said he was familiar with the charges against Combs, but generally doesn't pay attention to celebrity news.
Alternate jurors are there as if they were regular jurors, just to be replaced. So I think the defense is making a big deal out of this, but it shouldn't really affect the jury at all.
The jury was also shown text messages today highlighting testimony they've already heard about hotel rooms, drugs, and travel, including travel for male escorts. The state hoping this will help prove one of the charges against Combs, transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs maintains all sexual encounters were consensual and has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges against him.
So far this month, here's a look at the calendar of temperatures. We have not had below average temperatures on a single day. The gray is just about average. The yellow or orange is above average. And of course, our 90s record highs. We're going to add some blues to this map in the 7-day forecast. I'll let you know how cool it's going to get after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. With the Chase Ink card, we got up and running in no time.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1. Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3, keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
If your windows, entry door, or patio doors haven't been checked in years, they could be costing you, especially as the weather warms up. Schedule a complimentary consultation from Renewal by Andersen. It's a simple and informative visit that gives you real insight. We'll take a look at your current windows and doors, assess the glass and frame condition, and check for drafts. We can also use a heat lamp test to identify exactly where energy might be escaping. You'll get thoughtful recommendations from our experts based on your needs, goals, and budget. And with our virtual design tool, you can even preview new styles right in your space. Improve your home's comfort, boost efficiency, and refresh your curb appeal. It starts with a simple and free visit from Renewal by Anderson. Right now, we're offering amazing financing options for every budget. Schedule a complimentary consultation with us today.
Harlem has everything, but I couldn't find Pilates anywhere. So I started my own studio. And with the right help, I can make this place I love even better.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business.
4 News Now's Get Outside Guide is brought to you by Click It RV.
Well, if you're looking for a place to cool off and maybe have some fun with the kids, both county and city of Spokane Aquatic Centers are now open for the season. Reservations are recommended for hours, and a link to reserve your spot, just head to kxly.com. And I think we need to recommend you do that in the next maybe 2 or 3 days before things start to change.
Yes, good thing kids are, almost all the kids are out of school this week, because the weekend is not, it's looking like clean your room, kids.
Also needed.
Yes, let's take a look at our current conditions, though. It is nice and warm this evening, 78 degrees in Spokane with just a beautiful sky, 77 right now in Coeur d'Alene. Here's our high temperature trend over the next 7 days. We have 3 more days of above average temperatures. This white line is our average high, and then a dip below, pretty far below, 54 on Saturday, 66 in Sunday. On Sunday, we have not been in this territory since the middle of May, so it will have been almost a month by the time the weekend comes around. Our temperature gets closer to average by Monday, and it looks like average conditions then for next work week. Precipitation-wise, there's hope because it has been difficult to come by any rain lately. Let's track our weather pattern. High pressure in control right now, but we're watching this area of low pressure dropping down out of the Gulf of Alaska that moves in for the weekend. Here's Saturday at 9 o'clock, and that is going to bring a good chance of showers and almost certainly below average temperatures as that cooler air from the north moves in. How much precipitation we get with this system, though, is a little bit of a work in progress. This is the odds of precipitation, a 20% chance of showers on Friday. It goes up to 60 on Saturday and about the same for Sunday, a showery weekend. But the amount of precipitation right now through Saturday, the next 5 days, is pretty puny and fairly hit and miss. The best chance for rain of any magnitude is going to be over the higher terrain, and we may not even get measurable precipitation for parts of the Columbia Basin and the Waterville Plateau, where things have been especially dry. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on that. In the meantime, here's a look at your planning forecast. 80 degrees on Tuesday with mostly sunny skies. Wednesday, 80 with mostly sunny conditions. Breezy in the afternoon, and that does have some concerns about fire danger in portions of the Western Basin. I'll talk about that in the next half hour. 79 and partly cloudy on Thursday. Summer officially starts Friday evening, and that just about coincides with the arrival of cooler, wetter weather. Imagine that. 66 on Sunday with that good chance of rain and a lingering chance of showers on Monday. So really, we are counting on this weekend to bring us that meaningful rain, that beneficial rain that we have been lacking the past month or so, Kirsten.
Yeah, we certainly have. Thank you, Chris. Well, the city of Spokane Valley wants to raise the sales tax to fund 10 new officer positions for the police department.
It's asking voters to approve a 0.1% sales tax increase on the August ballot. Derek Strom spoke with city officials about what this funding could do.
Hopefully you'll see increased response times and better prosecution for holding criminals accountable.
A measure on the upcoming August ballot would help fund the Spokane Valley Police Department, but it would also raise the sales tax. The 0.1% increase amounts to 10 cents on a $100 purchase. The city of Spokane Valley estimates the tax increase would generate $2.6 million per year.
So that's where we felt like the sales tax was really kind of key for that, because that not only do our residents help pay, but those that come and visit and use the amenities within our city also contribute towards that, and they benefit from that public safety element as well.
The city estimates just under 50% of its sales tax revenue comes from non-residents, and it hopes raising the sales tax instead of property taxes would take some of the burden off its residents. If the tax is passed, the city says it will be able to fund 10 new officer positions in its police department.
We haven't specifically identified where these 10 are going to go, but we're looking at things like the patrol deputies, so trying to get more officers on the street at any time, so increasing our number of minimum staffing levels that are out there.
The city says it could also add police officers to its school resource officer program, as well as property and drug crimes or homeless services. A 2023 study the city commissioned says it still needs 20 more staff members in the police department to fully meet the needs of Spokane Valley.
Also helps reduce the burnout for officers, so that way we kind of minimize the overtime, and so that way we're not burning out officers when it's also challenging to try and recruit officers to come to our community and state.
The measure will be on the August ballot, which will be sent out in mid-July. Those ballots are due on August 5th. In Spokane Valley, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, more churches are suing the state of Washington and Governor Bob Ferguson over a new law that requires clergy to report suspected child abuse. There are more than 5 plaintiffs, including Orthodox Church in America. The argument is that forcing priests to break the seal of confession violates their right to religious freedom. The churches agree that abuse should be reported, but only outside of confession. The new law is scheduled to take effect next month. 4 News Now will be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Watch your mailbox. Banner Furnace and Fuel's anniversary sale is on now with thousands of dollars of home comfort savings, big furnace and air conditioning rebates, home comfort system service specials, even Guardian maintenance plan incentives that save you money and provide peace of mind. If you didn't get the new Banner Furnace and Fuel anniversary savings mailer, call today and we'll send one right out. Banner Furnace and Fuel, keeping families comfortable for over 100 years.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2025 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center, Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
One of the most iconic bands in rock history, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, bring the Rock Party to the Coeur d'Alene Casino live Thursday, July 31st. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Trudeau's Marina.
Around the world tonight, President Donald Trump is urging officials in Iran and Israel to come to the table and negotiate a peace deal.
The two countries have spent days exchanging airstrikes after Israel's surprise attack last week weakened Iran's military capabilities. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest.
Today, millions of people from Tehran to Tel Aviv are on edge as the war between Iran and Israel escalates. The night sky over Israel lighting up for a fourth night, intercepting Iran's retaliatory strikes after Israel targeted its nuclear facilities. And in Iran, a state television broadcast was interrupted by an explosion it claims was from an Israeli missile. So far, more than 200 civilians have been killed in Iran, 24 in Israel. Hundreds more are reported injured. The back and forth started with Israel's surprise attack last week that killed several military officials and nuclear scientists. And after negotiations between President Trump and Iran regarding its nuclear capabilities reached a standstill. Trump, speaking today at the G7 summit in Canada, said he's still hopeful a deal can be made, despite no sign either side is backing down.
It's painful for both parties, but I'd say Iran is not winning this war. And they should talk, and they should talk immediately before it's too late.
The president then dismissing a question about the potential that the U.S. would step in.
What would it take for the U.S. to get involved in this conflict militarily?
I don't want to talk about that.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, speaking exclusively with ABC's Jonathan Karl today, lobbied for American support.
We're not just fighting our enemy, we're fighting your enemy. For God's sake, they chant, death to Israel, death to America. We're simply on their way, and this could reach America soon.
Officials tell ABC News Israel said they had a window to kill Iran's supreme leader, but that President Trump rejected that plan. Netanyahu today dismissed the idea that doing so would escalate the conflict and told our John Karl he hasn't ruled it out. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, a bipartisan push to raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour.
Why some say it's long overdue, but others warn it could cost jobs.
And an independent investigation into Spokane police's use of force during last week's protest. What it could mean for future demonstrations and community trust, next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles right here in America. And now we've lowered MSRP on Rogue and Pathfinder at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on Rogue or Pathfinder.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
The 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Shop and explore the largest selection of sofas and sectionals, dining groups and bar stools, bedroom sets, kids' beds, and mattresses, all at the lowest prices guaranteed. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Score doorbusters before they're gone. Or get 60 months, no interest. The 4th of July sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles right here in America. And now we've lowered MSRP on Rogue and Pathfinder at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on Rogue or Pathfinder.
Welcome back. Both the Spokane police chief and the mayor are calling for an independent review of actions taken by law enforcement during the ICE protests on Wednesday.
They're tasking the Office of the Police Ombudsman with analyzing if de-escalation tactics used during that demonstration were just. Alexandra Konyards joins us with what those leading this review say will come out of it.
Derek and Kirsten, both the Spokane Police Department and Office of the Police Ombudsman tell me they hope this review reinforces that actions taken during these protests to calm down the crowd aligned with what SPD stands by: de-escalation first and use of force second. The hope is to both check on those actions, but also see if the department can improve so future demonstrations are as safe for everyone involved. Located inside of our Spokane City Hall lies the Office of the Police Ombuds. Its job is to provide oversight for any misconduct involving the Spokane Police Department.
Their willingness to be transparent in regards to the matter and let technically an outsider, an independent person, say what they will about a matter. I think that bodes well for our city.
Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall decided with Mayor Lisa Brown to ask the Office of the Police Ombuds for an analysis of actions taken by law enforcement during these protests. Chief Hall says this is meant to build trust between his department and you, our community, while providing the opportunity to practice continued learning and improvements. For the Spokane Police Guild, a union representing these officers, getting this outside perspective feels like a good thing.
There's certain things that we ourselves can see that we could have done better or that we should have had, or but it's not always easy to from the inside see how things could have been better or different.
This review from the Office of Police Ombuds will check if SPD stuck to its policies during these demonstrations. With more than 185 officers deployed, that is a large ask. However, for Bart Logue, who is leading this review, it's an exciting one.
It's something that I believe that we exist to do, bridge the gap between the community and the police in regards to why actions take place.
The review timeline is uncertain, but the police ombudsman expects it to take several months due to the volume of material they have to look through. The report focuses only on the Spokane Police Department, as the ombudsman doesn't have the jurisdiction to review other agencies' actions during the protests. In studio tonight, Alexandra Konyards, 4 News Now.
All right, another day in the 80s today, but that's going to be changing.
Yeah, and I know my nephews are trying to play a lot of outdoor football, soccer, everything you can do to tear up a backyard. So, Chris, how many more days do we have of that?
Well, they might actually like it a little bit cooler if they're that active. First of all, beautiful evening in Spokane right now. This is such a pretty time of year. Tomorrow will be a little bit cooler, but still above average. Hour by hour, your Tuesday forecast. Beautiful start to the day with bright blue skies, 55 degrees at 7 a.m. We'll be in the 70s by 11. Mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. Southwest winds at 10 miles per hour. We may get a little bit of a stronger breeze in the afternoon, heading to a high temperature of 80 degrees. But we'll see even stronger winds as we get into Wednesday. Here's a look at our wind forecast this week. 10-mile-per-hour winds sustained on Tuesday, in the 13-mile-per-hour range on Wednesday, but in the afternoon and early evening, we could see gusts in the 30-mile-per-hour range. In parts of the Columbia Basin, the Waterville Plateau, we could see wind gusts as high as 35 miles per hour. And then the winds die down as we head into the weekend. With those gusty winds coming on Wednesday, there's already a fire weather watch that has been issued for parts of Adams, Grant County, as well as Chelan, keeping firefighters on heightened alert. That's where things have been especially dry. The fuels are cured, and we are getting into fire season. I will be back with the cure for that. Some wet weather coming up in your 7-day forecast, Eric.
All right, Chris, thank you. Cryptocurrency kiosks like these will soon be a thing of the past in the city of Spokane. The city council passing a resolution to ban them within city limits. According to the city council, the city has seen an uptick in scammers using these kiosks to steal thousands of dollars from victims. Nationally, more than $5 billion was lost by people through these kiosks in 2023. That's according to the FBI.
Well, many parents struggle with how to talk to their kids about finances.
Experts at SCCU say it's never too early or too late to start having these important conversations. The credit union's community engagement manager, Buffy Newstad, tells me kids as young as pre-K can learn about the concept of spending money for goods and services. As kids get older, it's important for them to learn how to budget, whether it's with their allowance or money from their first job.
Those conversations are really important because it can set a really solid foundation for their own relationship with money as they become adults.
For more tips on how to help set up your kids for financial success, including when you should open their first checking account, look for my Money Saving Monday story on KXLY.com. All right, speaking of money, one Republican lawmaker in D.C. wants to raise the federal minimum wage.
If approved, people making minimum wage in states like Idaho would get a big pay bump. CNN's Jen Sullivan has a look at the pros and cons.
A proposal to raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour is gaining traction.
The minimum wage hasn't increased in 15 years.
Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri has teamed up with Democratic Senator Peter Welch of Vermont to introduce the legislation.
I just think it's basic justice. It's time to give American workers a raise.
Right now, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour and hasn't been raised since 2009. This proposal would be more than double that rate. Several states, though, have voted to raise their minimum wages. The highest minimum wage is in the District of Columbia at $17.50 an hour, followed by Washington State, $16.66 an hour, and California's minimum wage, $16.50 an hour. But many states just use the federal minimum wage as their own. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, that $7.25 in June of 2009 would be equivalent to $10.81 in 2005 when you factor in inflation. And while inflation has cooled recently, according to a recent federal report, one financial expert responding to the latest consumer price index number said Americans still feel like the cost of living is high.
Most people are most likely not looking at a purely economic sentiment reading. They're taking the assessment of their whole picture.
Here's the concern of raising the federal minimum wage. A few years ago, when the Congressional Budget Office looked at what a similar hourly increase would do to the economy, they found some low-wage workers could become jobless as business owners hired fewer workers due to rising labor costs. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, the NBA Finals get rolling today with a wire-to-wire Game 5.
The Oklahoma City Thunder getting past the Indiana Pacers to take a 3-2 series lead, Jack.
We have two words for y'all: Jalen Williams. The former WCC standout went off tonight for the playoff high of 40 points. Check out how else the game went down, all coming right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Mark Peterson with 4 News Now Extreme Team. We're bringing a bit of color to senior citizens in 4 assisted living homes with Gardening for Grands. Thanks to East Valley Middle School for volunteering, and thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2025 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE. It's the Click It RV Roll Into Summer sales event going on now at your local Click It RV store with huge manufacturer's discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get 0 down, nothing, and no payments for 6 months. And get top dollar for your trade. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. You can beat the coming tariffs, but nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So don't miss the Roll Into Summer sales event at your local Click It RV store. Spokane, Milton, Freewater, Moses Lake, and Union Gap.
What's for lunch this summer? For kids who rely on school meal programs, the answer is not enough. Donate to the What's for Lunch food drive at Yokes locations throughout June to make sure all our kids get enough to eat this summer.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there.
we will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers. Integrated, innovative, inspired.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local More Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
4 News Now is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Extreme Team.
The Oklahoma City Thunder now have a critical 3-2 lead in the 2025 NBA Finals, their first lead of the series after trailing 1-0 and 2-1.
But the Thunder have the answer. It's 3-2. OKC in front here in the NBA Finals.
What an incredible game for the Thunder. They pushed past the Pacers in a 120-109 win, where the biggest stories were breakout Jalen Williams' 40-point performance. And Tyrese Halliburton did not do too hot tonight. 0 for 6 shooting, tied for a playoff low 6 points. Big man Chet Holmgren finished with 9 points and 11 rebounds, plus 3 blocks and a steal. But for the other former Zag, Andrew Nembhard, he had a less than ideal performance too. 7 points, 4 turnovers. He coughed up the ball or missed on every possession he had in the fourth quarter. Also for Indiana, Pascal Siakam carried with 28 points and 6 rebounds. TJ McConnell, phenomenal off the bench, 18 points off 8 for 14 shooting. Thunder's 3-2 lead is, of course, pretty favorable. Finals teams at this lead win the NBA Finals 82% of the time, so they're in pretty good company. So now looking at Game 6, the Thunder traveling back to Indiana with the series, of course, on the line. Pacers need the win to stay alive and force Game 7, which would be back in Oklahoma City. Game 6 tipping off is this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Again, right back here on ABC.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss! Greatness from Gage! A no-hitter!
Absolute cinema in Omaha. The Arkansas Razorbacks pitcher Gage Wood with a feat not seen since 1960. A no-hitter in the College World Series. Woods also broke the Arkansas single-game strikeout record with a mind-blowing 19 strikeouts on 119 pitches. A college kid. His only blemish from a perfect game, a hit by pitch in the 8th. The Hogs eliminated Murray State in their 3-0 win. Now Arkansas advancing to play the loser of LSU and UCLA. Seattle Mariners still underway in their game against the Boston Red Sox. This game so close to being over. Game 1 of the series, starting with a 2-0 score in the bottom of the 9th inning. Seattle has a nice 3-game win streak behind them after a sweep against the Cleveland Guardians this past weekend. And some major news from Washington State University track and field. They are no longer sponsoring all of their field events in favor of a stronger focus on distance events. This means all jumping and throwing events like shot put, discus, and also long jump, triple jump, all will no longer be supported. Sprinting and hurdling events are not cut, but they will be limited, according to WSU Athletics. To read the Cougs' full statement, check it out on KXLY.com. So pretty crazy to see. A lot of that, of course, is money going in with the new Pac-12 deal coming up pretty soon, but it's wild time in college sports.
It's really a bummer, and it's just kind of the realities of the minimal funding that you're getting no longer being in the Pac-12.
Absolutely, and that's going to be, I think, over 12
or the old
student
Pac-12,
athletes.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over 12 student athletes, men and women, are now not going to have those opportunities anymore at WSU.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, really sad. All right, let's send it over to Chris with a look at your forecast.
Beautiful Tuesday ahead. Temperature of 80 degrees for a high, which is above our average high of 73. We're heading to a below average temperatures in the 7-day forecast. I'll be back with that after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
At Fred's Appliance, we understand dishwashers, and nobody carries more Bosch dishwashers than us. We're the #1 Bosch dealer in the region, so you won't find this kind of selection in box stores. With every model in stock and ready to go, you can get a new dishwasher today. Swing into Fred's. We have thousands of in-stock get-it-today appliances, making us the most convenient choice around. Your local appliance expert since 1962. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
If your windows, entry door, or patio doors haven't been checked in years, they could be costing you. Schedule a complimentary consultation from Renewal by Andersen. We'll take a look at your current windows and doors and check for drafts. We can also use a heat lamp test to identify exactly where energy might be escaping. You'll get thoughtful recommendations, and you can even preview new styles right in your space. Schedule a complimentary consultation with us today.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mamma Mia. Tickets on sale at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Checking in on our precipitation almanac, we have now slipped to more than 2 inches below average year to date. We have not added anything to this total in 18 days, and that was only a tenth of an inch. No, it was 100th of an inch, excuse me, 18 days ago. We're hoping we can make a little bit of progress this weekend, but I don't know that it's going to amount to much. Our high temperature today, 84.73 is our average high. Not quite record territory. Our records are in the 90s. Sunrise, 4:52, sunset 8:50, but the summer solstice is into view. We're going to start to see things change here very shortly. Summer solstice is coming this end of this week. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days, that 84 for today will be our warmest for a while. We'll be at 80 for the next couple of days, 79 Thursday. The white line is our average high. And then we drop below for the first time this month, below average temperatures, actually starting Friday, but really taking hold this weekend before our temperatures start to approach average again the first part of next week. Now, there is data on this. It doesn't look like it, but our long-range forecast, the 8 to 14 day, that's June 24th through June 30th, we're in the gray, which indicates nothing to indicate above or below average temperatures, just average. There's a little bit of blue well off to our east. Precipitation-wise, we are in light green, which would indicate above average precipitation. But this outlook from the Climate Prediction Center has been consistently false. So I really don't want to believe that until it is actually raining on me. That's just the way this season has been. And so with that in mind, feeling quite confident we're going to be dry through Thursday, 80, 79 Thursday. It will be breezy on Wednesday. Summer officially starts Friday evening, and then a 20% chance of measurable rain Friday. That goes up to 60 Saturday, 50 on Sunday, and a 20% chance on Monday. But boy, I would not even put $1 on this until we get closer to time, just based on our track record of that odds of precipitation disappearing right as we get close to time. So hope with me, and in the meantime, we will be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Summer means the great outdoors, but it's also wildfire season. How are you going to cope with smoke from wildfires? 1. When it's smoky, check current air quality. 2. Limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters as often as needed and use the best filter for your system. Set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. If necessary, find a cleaner air shelter near you. For the latest information about wildfires and smoke, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
For over 50 years, North Idaho Urology has been the trusted leader in urological care. From routine checkups to advanced prostate cancer treatment, our expert team is dedicated to your health every step of the way. With cutting-edge technology, personalized care, and locations in Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, and Sandpoint, we're here when you need us most. Don't wait. Early detection saves lives. Schedule your appointment today at niurology.com or call 208-667-0621.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Light up your sleep life with $100 off any Dr. Choice Original or $200 off any hybrid. Save $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze and score a $300 gift. And check out the Summit for only $299.99. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. It's the 4th of July sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2025 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
You'll love Yachtly Crew, a 7-piece SoCal band who has started a nationwide yacht rock craze. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, July 3rd. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Well, coming up tonight on Nightside, the conflict between Israel and Iran is causing the price of oil to rise rapidly. How this could affect our gas prices as early as this week, that's coming up tonight on Nightside at 11.
Here is a look at your planning forecast. Plan on enjoying, savoring those sunny, warm days for the next 3 days. We're going to start to see some changes, but that might be welcome as well, especially if we can get some measurable rain going.
I like what you said earlier about clean your room type of weekend.
Yes,
I think a lot of kids probably need that.
Mine do, yes.